Cheerio, mates. It's me, Tom Stopper, author and playwright of Arcadia, and I'm here with Arash Mokhtar. Did I say your last name correctly?
Perfect.
Is it Persian?
It is.
See, I knew you were Persian.
Yes, you're
Persian people are so hot.
Oh, thank you.
They're always... I've never seen one ugly, like, Iranian person in my life. Have you?
No, there are. Yeah, there are.
Okay. I feel like every time I see an Iranian person, I'm like, gosh, they're like so hot.
Everybody's got ugly people.
Anyway, so Arash, I have some questions here for you. The first one I have is that you play in the show. You play Captain Bryce, and he's in the like the service, correct?
He's in the Royal Navy.
The Royal Navy. What's that? Is that like what is that?
Well, in England, they have a navy called the Royal Navy. Okay. So you fight for the king and empire, and during the period of the play, which is the Napoleonic Wars, it was the Royal Navy that kind of really turned the tide on Napoleon.
How so? What'd they do?
Well, they got help by the Spaniards because Napoleon bit off more than he can chew, invading Spain and Russia, thinking that both would be easy.
Yeah.
Spain had a lot of guerrilla fighters.
Yeah.
And while they were being hung up by the guerrillas in Spain, the Royal Navy saw an opportunity to come in and strike from the sea. And while the army was split up, and so they got bombed to death.
Wow.
Yeah, and that really turned the tide.
Are you excited for the Joaquin Phoenix movie?
Absolutely.
Who did Ridley Scott direct
Ridley
it?
Scott, yeah. Amazing.
Joaquin, I don't know what to think about.
I mean, does anybody else get like the greatest opportunities?
What do you think of Joaquin?
I love him. He's great.
Joaquin, if you're watching, I just think you're okay.
I think he's great.
Okay, so my question about so this is, I'm trying to like make these things like the bridge. So, military, militant, I'm thinking of, fighting, martial arts. You do a lot of martial arts. That's a pretty good connection, right? So wait, what martial arts do you do again?
I do Wing Chun, Kung Fu, Shaolin, Tai Chi.
Okay, so talk about, was it I always say it wrong.
Wing Chun, yeah.
Wing Chun.
Mm-hmm.
Wing Chun.
Yes.
Okay, great. What is that?
It's a form of Kung Fu.
Okay, what's Kung Fu?
Kung Fu is a martial skill.
Okay.
That can be used for defense.
Okay.
Or should be used for defense.
Uh-huh.
My particular study of Wing Chun was actually created by a woman in China. Some time ago. So it's more concerned. It's not about brute strength or like Muay Thai fighting or cage fighting.
There's a lot of like these moves and like these moves.
Well, it's just about like protecting.
That was me cleaning and cooking.
yeah. It's just about
we can cut that out, baby.
Protecting your center. Protecting your center.
Cool.
And having forward intention.
Great. So that's what that is.
Save time, save distance, save energy. Those are the main principles.
Kung Fu is like the overarch, and then Wing Chun is a little like section of that.
Wing Chun is a form of it. Like Shaolin is also a form of Kung Fu.
What's the difference between Shaolin and Wing Chun? As you see it.
Well, the forms are different.
Okay.
So.
Like what's like if there's like is it like when you say the forms, you mean like the literal moves?
Well, each martial art usually has a form, so that will be like a beginning, middle, and end pieces routine.
I see.
Of motions that you do as like a particular form.
I see.
Now the applications of those forms, it's basically the alphabet of Kung Fu.
Okay.
So a form will be, within this style of fighting, there are these moves, and the form encapsulates that.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Me getting out of bed in the morning is the most exercise I get. So but like literally, I'm thinking about like yoga. It's like there's like whatchamacallit, the shavasana. I don't know. There's like the one where you go up and you go like this, and then you go down and you go like that, and it's a whole routine.
It's a routine. Yeah, it's a form.
So that's what it's a. Okay, that's a form.
Correct.
So the forms in Shaolin and the forms in Wing Chun are different.
Yes.
And how would you, if you had to come up with like one word to describe each of them, like an adjective to assign to them, what would it be for each of those?
For Wing Chun and Shaolin?
Yeah. Like what's the difference? Like if you sum them up and their differences.
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer this. I mean, I'm not like I'm not Bruce Lee.
Yeah. What belt do you have? Like, do they have belts?
No, there's no belts.
There's no belts.
No.
What's the ranking system?
Well, you have older brothers and older sisters, basically.
Okay.
Where I study. So if people started before you, they're your older brother or sister.
Uh-huh.
And you address them as such.
That's cool.
People start after you, have that. But it just depends how much you put into it, really.
Yeah. Is there hazing that happens in the locker room or something?
Not in our school.
Oh, damn. Okay, I was going to sign up, but that's cool. So you say my favorite line in the whole show.
Wow, I'm honored.
Meat.
Yes.
When you say meat,
yes.
I think it's the funniest. I think it's the funniest
moment.
And
it falls into like outer space every time I say it.
It's so funny. I mean, that when I wrote this play, that was what gave me the most chuckles. And every night when you deliver it, I laugh. And these, I mean, gosh, most people are idiots. They don't understand my writing. So I'm sorry. The laughing is not your fault. It's their fault. What's your favorite kind of meat? Like we're talking about like last meal type. Like what's like your favorite meat?
The first thing that just popped in my head was prime rib.
Ooh, baby.
I like prime rib.
Oh, who doesn't? How you like it cooked?
Medium rare.
Yeah, baby.
Bloody.
Oh, man. There's this place, I come to New York often because my shows are often performed on Broadway here. And there's this place called Chuscaria Plataforma.
Oh, is that where they carve the meats in front of you?
Yes, it's a fucking Brazilian steakhouse, but there's one on 47th Street.
Oh, yeah.
They got the green, one side's green, the other side's red, and you flip it over when you want green. They come with like sausages, prime rib, steak.
But they get you on the sausages because you get like, they look so good, but then you eat too many sausages, and then the good cuts come, and then you're not having enough room for the good cuts. Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
You know about this.
Yeah, I do.
It's funny. I was thinking about because I had halal. Yeah. You know how do you like halal?
Yeah.
You know how you know a good halal cart? It's going to be a good halal. It's going to be good,
I always look for, do they have vegetables?
That's exactly, it's the salad. If the salad is
good. If they
have
carrots?
Yes.
If they cut carrots into it?
We're on the same fucking page.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
If they got pickled onions in the salad or like fucking olives.
That's authentic.
Like the joint over here on 87th Street.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the salad, but then they put through olives on there. I was like, okay.
And they don't charge you more. They charge the same as the other halal
guys.
That's it.
Yep, we're on the same page.
Yep.
So, in the show, not to give anything away, but most people are. Yeah, you have to read the Wikipedia page before you come to understand it.
Please.
Someone is cheating on their wife with you, with your character.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been in that situation? Has anybody cheated on their partner with you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, that's good. That's great. That was my first girlfriend. She cheated on her boyfriend with me.
Yeah,
I'm a slob.
Not that I'm aware of.
Good for you.
No, I wouldn't be that guy.
Oh, that's great. I guess I'm a piece of shit. All right.
I mean, if I knew, I didn't know, so I wouldn't be able to.
It doesn't count if you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there must be people. It's like, how when you see in the movie, when people find out it's like, oh, you were married this whole time. How do people fall for that?
Yeah, you got to know.
You got to know if somebody's married.
You got to know. Well, you know what it is? It's they know, but their desire is overriding the reason. Right. They're just like, oh, I'm going to do it anyway. And then they play dumb.
Yeah, they're fucking idiots and evil. Great. That's good. So if you, one of my favorite things that you do, too, is that you draw the countries on what are you drawing? England and what are you drawing on?
Yeah, I'm drawing Western Europe. It's England, Spain, France, and Italy.
And you're doing little lines of invading. If you could invade one country, what country would you invade?
I wouldn't invade a country.
Okay, but if you had to. I'll tell you, I would probably invade Barbados because it's gorgeous. I'd be get a beach house. Not because I know nothing about Barbados except Rihanna, but I'd probably invade there because I want a beach house. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, my training prevents me from invading any country.
Fair enough.
Stay humble.
Fair enough. That's good. That's probably the right answer. No
the weapons
cheating.
You go in with are the weapons they'll use against you.
Rosh is a saint. In other words, nobody's cheated on their partner with him, nor would he invade a country. I would I don't know where I'd invade. Iceland. Those are Sweden, all those Swedish people. There's some hot Swedish women. I don't know.
But why invade it? If you just woo them.
If you had to,
you have to woo Swedish women.
Whatever. Okay. Last question. So you are Lady Kroom's brother.
Yes.
Do you have siblings?
I did have a sibling. She died this year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right.
That's hard to hear. What are some memories? What's your favorite memory with your sister? Is there a nice memory?
It's tough. My sister and I weren't very close.
Uh-huh.
It was quite contentious. I do have a good memory of her, though. Like when we were children, when we first came to America, as you can imagine, it was hectic.
Yes.
And we shared a bedroom in our 2-bedroom apartment.
Where was this?
It was in Virginia, Northern Virginia.
Uh-huh.
And we would just hold hands from across the beds that we were in.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it was. That's how we fell asleep.
That's beautiful. Well, damn. See, that's a nice note to end it on.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to mention that we didn't mention yet?
No. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. My play is great. And you're welcome to be in it, and you're honored to be in it.
Terrific.
Okay, so that's my play. That's my podcast. This is Arash. You did excellent. I love all your rings, too.